learning video, I am learning to bake cookies. Firstly, I have looked up a reliable recipe from Cadbury to read and follow. I have then collected all ingredients needed to make my double chocolate chip cookies. My first attempt at baking cookies unfortunately didn't work, and as a result were far too burnt and were not the correct size. From then I decided to speak to my mum, who has experience in baking, as I have watched her bake cookies since I was a little girl, and this has helped me gain some understanding from observing her bake. To start off with, I mixed my caster sugar, brown sugar and vanilla essence together, and then added the egg and flour cacao powder to the mixture. I continued mixing the mixture until there were no more lumps. From reading the recipe, I am learning from Gardner's multiple intelligence, as I am taking on the linguistic learning as I'm using reading to learn the steps of baking the cookies. I then watched a professional baker on YouTube, also as an observational learning to further my knowledge and skills on baking cookies. This way, I was able to observe the baker and how long she baked her cookies for. This is known as observational learning from the Albert Bandura, who is known for the classic Bobo doll experiment. I am gaining new responses from observing my mother baking cookies and the professional baker. I then sprayed my cooking tray and used a tablespoon as a measure to put the mixture on the tray and to bake them in the oven. I improved from my first attempt as I was able to learn the correct measure and the correct temperature from observational learning, and the correct time limit to bake the cookies on. My dough has now turned into these beautiful smelling chocolate chip cookies. From my first attempt not working, I was able to understand what I did wrong, and when baking my second batch, I was able to fix up the mistakes I made from the previous batch, and now I have gained a new learning of baking cookies. From my first attempt not working, I was able to understand what I did wrong, and when baking my second batch, I was able to fix up the mistakes I made from the previous batch, and now I have gained a new learning of baking cookies.